Hey everybody, VR Gaming Fan here. So my VR covers have arrived, finally, more than 2 months after I ordered them. And a lucky happenstance, I don't know if they did this on purpose to make up for the shipping delays or whether it was an accident, but I only ordered one of each type and I got two of each type. So, cool bonus there. The cloth one is definitely more comfortable to wear, although the leather is a very soft leather, so it's not uncomfortable, it's just not as comfortable as the cloth one. The cloth one also fits on the unit a little bit better. You still get coverage of the pad and your sweat is kept off using the leather one, but the cloth one is a little easier to get on, fits a little better. One drawback with the leather one though is with the leather one my glasses and Sprite's glasses get caught because it's thicker. The space that's left in the padding for the frames of your glasses to fit into basically gets wiped out, and so your glasses end up getting pinched by the leather strap, and so when you take off the headset, it generally takes your glasses off with it. Not, a huge deal, but it's a bit of a pain. I find no problem with wearing glasses in the headset when using the cloth cover, but with the leather cover it becomes a little bit of a pain. They come in these cloth carrying pouches, and they also come with some microfiber lens cleaning, one in each package. So that's everything that came with them. So now I can get down to some serious sweating in VR. And also all my adapters came in, so I can use the new high quality webcam and better streaming and everything else, and I had it all set up. And I went to record, and I specifically purchased Space Pirate Trainer and Hollow Point because they're a couple of the sweatiest games in VR. I can't play either one of the games. My hardware isn't sufficient. They're unplayable. There's nothing wrong with the games, it's just they won't run on my hardware. As I've mentioned in previous vlogs, I've only got a GTX 960. So there are some things I can't do. So if your machine doesn't quite meet spec, I mean, there's still a lot of games you can play, but those two, hold off on buying them until you get some better video hardware. So that was a bit of a disappointment. One thing I noticed though is when I had Hollow Point loaded up, I mean, it would work in bursts, and then it would stall, and then it would work, and then it would stall, making it very annoying to try and play. The bow action in Hollow Point is not as good as the bow action in Longbow in the lab. The implementation of the bow in the lab is very realistic and it's very natural, and it works quite well. Also, the lab has a great deal of graphical fidelity and yet runs perfectly smoothly on my 960. So I think in the case of Hollow Point there is a serious lack of optimization in the software, requiring it to need beefier hardware than really would be necessary if it was properly optimized, which is unfortunate. But again, it was made for a hardware minimum of at least 970, so the fact that it's not optimized well enough to work on my substandard hardware is not really that big a point against them, though it would be nice if they optimized it better. So I'm going to have to do a bit of searching around and find some other titles that my hardware is capable of that tend to be sweatier, so I can really put these pads to the test. I've now got the new high quality webcam hooked up, 1080p, very crisp image. I've got the video capture device working, so everything is streamed over to the other computer. Everything gets laid out in the open broadcasting software, so I don't have to do any syncing up and stitching together of different audio and video feeds in editing afterwards, which is how I was doing the original videos, and it's a major pain in the ass to do. So this is much simpler, much easier. I just load everything up, hit record, go, and I get a single video file, which I can then pull in the editing software and edit out, any fumbling around where I'm getting ready and things like that. So that's working great, and what you should be watching right now is me doing that in Space Pirate Trainer and or Hollow Point, but unfortunately that didn't work out. So, oh well. c'est la vie. I will be having some gameplay footage up soon in the next day or two. Sprite's going to try out the Abbott's Book horror demo, and if for any of you that's been with the channel for a while, you know Sprite does not handle horror well, so that should be entertaining. We'll do some playing around in there, and hopefully I can find some good games for working up a good lather, because the Vive is also an excellent fitness device if you have VR covers to prevent your sweat from damaging the foam padding, and you find a game that your hardware can actually handle, or actually get the right hardware for the device. I mean, I'm trying to run the device on hardware they've specifically said you shouldn't be running it on, so it's to be expected that I'm going to have a few problems that the average VR user isn't going to run into. So, oh well, I guess better luck next time. See you later.